Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Quidditch pitch, which is of course from the movie Harry Potter. If you enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button as it helps me out very much, and if you make it all the way to the end, share the video with a friend. Without any further ado, let's get started. Before we begin building, here is a list of materials that you are going to require. Please make sure that you have all of them and enough of them. This is the amount of space that is needed to make the actual Quidditch pitch. As you can see, it is very large, so you might want to make this grid in your world. However, it isn't necessary for the tutorial. And that is that. Please make sure that you have all of that sorted out. Pause the video if necessary, grab all the stuff, make sure you got enough room, and then we can begin. So the first thing that we're going to do, if you have made this grid in your world, is come down to the front bottom left hand corner. If you've not made the grid, don't worry, bear with me a second. I want you to then count up from the corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And this is going to be the starting point. So I want you to begin by placing a spruce wood plank. Move up from that plank by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're then going to do an upright diagonal and go up by 2. Place an upright diagonal and go up by 1. Place 2 back right diagonals, 1, 2. Place a block going right, and then 2 more upright diagonals, 1, 2. Like this. It's important that you get this shape right. So once you have placed that last block, we now want to go right of it by a staggering 52. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, a 52. Perfect. From that 52nd block, I want you to place 2 front right diagonals, so blocks in front of and to the right. 1, 2. Move to the right by 1, then place 2 more front right diagonals. Move down by 1, place another front right diagonal, down by 2, 1, 2, and then a front right diagonal. Move down by 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then do a front left diagonal, down 2, front left diagonal, down 1, 2 front left diagonals, left 1, then 2 front left diagonals, 1, 2. And the shape should look exactly like this. It should be mirrored of what we have on the opposite side. Now here comes the tricky part. So this last block that we place, we want to extend all the way over to the left. It would in fact be a row of 52. However, I don't want to count a row of 52, and I doubt that you do either. So all we have to do is extend it all the way over to the left, and we have to make it even with the row that we have all the way over there on the right. I think I've actually overshot it by a block. If you have to, dig into the ground and make sure that those both blocks start and stop in the same place, like this. But you don't want to have to count that out again, trust me. Once you have made sure that the row that you've just placed is level with the row on the opposite side, we want to take what would be this 52nd block, and you want to place 2 back left diagonals. 1, 2. Go left 1, 2 back left diagonals, go up 1, back left diagonal, up 2. And the end result of that should look exactly like this. So now you have a very satisfying, I might add, a very satisfying oval shape. Once you have the oval shape, we now have to add some details. So, the first thing that we're going to do is something that I didn't actually anticipate that we would be doing just yet. We're going to get out all of the colourful blocks. By all of the colourful blocks, I mean the white concrete, yellow, lime, orange, black, light blue, and red concrete. And we are going to start on this front left-hand side of the Quidditch pitch. And going right of this block right here, specifically this spruce wood block, I want you to place right of it a yellow concrete. Right of that a white. Right of that a yellow. Then a white, yellow, white, yellow, white, spruce wood. In total, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. Coming across to the opposite side of the pitch, we're going to now place a lime, white, lime, white, lime, white, lime, white. And again, that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Place a spruce wood plank on the end. We're now going to place an orange, white, orange, white, orange, white, orange. Now this one's a tad different. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's important we only have 7. Place a spruce plank. And then we're actually going to do something a bit different. We're going to extend the plank upwards by 2. 1, 2. Left by 2. 1, 2. And down to the ground. This is important later. This is actually how we get in and out of the Quidditch pitch. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so you're going to want to be able to get in and out. That's how we do it. Now, going left of the door, we have to place another sequence of blocks. This is just another row of 7 as well. It's going to be white, black, white, black, white, black, white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then a spruce wood plank. And now we're back to the original, which means light blue, white, light blue, white, light blue, white, light blue, white. So that should be 8. I'm going to place a spruce wood plank, and for the final row, it's a mixture of red and white. And I'm just going to preemptively place all of those blocks like that, and that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what we should have should look exactly like this, which is perfect, ladies and gentlemen. And once you have done that, what I then want you to do is I want you to, on top of, say, like on top of all of these white blocks in amongst the red, yeah? I want you to place red concretes on top of those whites, white on top of the red concretes, on the next row on top of them, white on top of the reds, and then red in between on those whites, like this. So 3 rows in total like that. And we want to do the same thing coming across all of these. So we want to have the same height for all of the particular colours. So let's just do exactly that. There we are. So we have raised up all of those particular colours. Now, once you have done that on that side, the next thing that we're going to do is apply it to the opposite side. So, as long as you follow the same pattern that we did on that opposite side, you can place any colours you like in any order. Personally, I am going to reverse the colours for this side. So, starting from this same right side, opposite the red, I'm going to start with the yellow colourings. So, from this block going left, I'm going to place a white, yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow, adding up to 8. And then a spruce wood plank, and then the next would be green. So, I'm going to start with white, green, white, green, white, green, white, green, and then a spruce wood plank. So we have 8, 8. Now we need a 6. So that's white, orange, white, orange, white, orange, spruce wood plank. Because actually it's 7 that we need. It's not 6. I'm very silly. White, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it ends on a white to give us 7. So it's 8, 8, 7, spruce wood plank, and then we go up by 2. 1, 2, left by 2, extend down to the ground, destroy all of the things in the way that wouldn't allow you to leave and enter the Quidditch pitch. We then continue going left of the door, and we're going to start off with black, and we need another row of 7. So black, white, black, white, black, white, black. That should be 7. Spruce wood on the end, and then we're gonna have a white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, white, blue, spruce wood on the end, and then we just fill up the remainder of this area using red concrete and white, as that is the final colour. And you should see that if you take a look at the pitch, we've simply just reversed those colours, and you can see that reflected on the opposite side. And the next thing that we will do is we will apply another layer of each one of the colours on top. And remember, we want to add 2 more layers of colour on top of each one of the banners or flags, or however you want to say it. There we are. So now we have 2 sets of colours, and we have an even amount of both banners on both sides. Next, I want you to grab your spruce wood planks, and I want you to add 2 additional layers of planks directly on top of all of the base spruce wood planks that we placed around the pitch. So this is actually going to take some time. And we will also raise up the spruce wood planks that we have in between each one of the banners, and do make sure that you don't obscure any one of the entrances or exits whilst you're doing this. So we want to have something which should look exactly like this. So now you can see we have built up all of the walls. Now for a moment we're actually going to get rid of all of our concretes except for the white one, and we're going to grab spruce wood, spruce fence, we'll need sandstone, specifically smooth sandstone, birch fence, birchwood slabs, and birchwood stairs. We're going to work on the actual pitch itself now. So, first of all, I want you to dig, and I want you to dig a row inside of the... Basically, I want you to just dig out the inner row of grass that just sits inside of the Quidditch pitch, kind of just going all the way around, like this, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite a tedious task, but you should be able to see what I mean once I have completed this. Okay, perfect. So you can see that we've kind of just dug that first layer coming inwards inside of the oval. Now the next job is, again, very, very tedious. We have to dig underneath the actual pitch itself, okay? So the reason that we're digging underneath this pitch is so that we can place spruce wood planks underneath all of the basically underneath all of the banners and all of the spruce wood, we want to have a layer of spruce wood planks. This is very important, and you'll see why once we have finished this particular part, but we don't want any dirt showing. We want the spruce wood planks dug directly into the ground underneath the pre-existing pitch. So that's perfect. You can see that we have added a layer of spruce wood planks directly underneath the Quidditch pitch. And here is the reason that we've just done that. Now, in the trench that we dug out, I want you to place spruce wood slabs. And you can see the slabs now. If we had left the grass underneath the banners and stuff, then we would have a really awful looking pitch. But because we placed these spruce wood planks underneath, we have a very nice looking pitch. It looks very clean, it looks really good. So that's the only reason that we placed that. It was really just for aesthetic reasons, honestly, but good reasons if you ask me. Now, once you have finished adding a layer of spruce wood slabs that goes yet another row inside, I want you to dig out another row of grass, the layer of grass that just sits inside of the spruce wood slabs. Now, why are we digging this out, you might ask? And you might have already figured it out because I've actually went onto the material that we're going to use to replace the grass. Well, there are a lot of lines on the Quidditch pitch, and we are going to start making those lines using white concrete. And of course I'm going to replace that because I shouldn't have dug that out. And of course, to make those lines in the Quidditch pitch, just as like with football or soccer or most other games, we're going to have a row of white. We're going to use our white concrete to create those lines. So dig out just one row inside and replace those grass or whatever material it might be using your white concrete. You will end up with something that should look exactly like this. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to come down to both entrances. I'm sure you remember where they are. We want to begin by extending the bottom of those entrances left and right towards us, like that. Dig in the ground and replace the slab with a plank. And I'm even going to replace this one too. I'm going to place spruce wood fence on top of those outer spruce wood plank blocks, and I'm going to raise the fence up until it's about 2 rows higher than the actual entrance itself. Just to kind of mark where the entrance is. That's on that side, and we want the same on the other side. So extend, replace, dig out, replace, and then rows of fence. You have to place 4 fence on top of each outer spruce wood plank. And now that we've done both of those, we're still hanging around here because what we have to do now is very, very simple. We have to make some more markings. So digging from either side, basically where the middle of the pitch is, which is where the entrance is itself, like this part here, this is the middle of the pitch. I want you to dig into the grass coming towards the center, and I want you to dig out 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to extend that 6th block left by 2 and right by 2. And then I want you to extend those blocks inwards, and then right and left, and then in again, and left and right, and then dig across by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is from both of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're then going to dig inwards, across, inwards. I already accidentally did it on that side, and then across, and then we're going to connect them. I want you to connect the middle across to the opposite side, and I want you to slice the circle that we have in the center in half. This is the result. We're going to place white concrete straight through the middle, divides a pitch in half, and I'm going to place white concrete in all of the remaining empty gaps, just like this. Okay, that's perfect. The next thing we have to do is we have to add the hoops. That's on the left and right side. Using the white concrete, I want you to make your way to either the left or right side. It doesn't really matter where we start, as long as you locate this block right here. And from this block, looking down, coming across to the opposite side, I want you to dig out 2 back right diagonals. 1, 2. I want you to move back 1, back right diagonal, back 1, back right diagonal, up by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back left diagonal, up 1, back left diagonal, up 1, back left diagonal. Replace all of those blocks using white concrete. Like that. And I want you to dig out the middle and replace it using sandstone, specifically smooth sandstone, because you get that texture. I'm not sure you actually get the texture on like regular sandstone, but just to be safe, smooth sandstone. I think that sandstone itself is quite smooth. It is only sand, I think, that you still get that kind of like grainy texture on top. I'm talking about sandstone when really we could be speeding this part up and reducing the length of the tutorial. Perfect. So that's what we want to have. I want you to come to the back of the oval shape that we created. And I want you to move forwards from the back middle part of the oval shape, so about here. And I want you to move forward 1, 2, 3. About 3 blocks, right here. On top of this block, place 9 birch fence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I want you to place a birchwood slab on top. This is where things get tricky. I want you to place an upside down birchwood stair left and right of the slab. And I want you to place a solid birchwood plank block on top of each stair, birchwood stairs on top facing sideways, birchwood slab at the top connecting them together. That is hoop number 1. I want there to be quite a distance between the center hoop and the other hoops. So I'm going to count left. 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4th block I'm going to move forward here, and I'm going to place a row of 7. This time not 9, but 7 birch fence coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did that so poorly. On this top block, I'm actually going to place like a solid block because it'll be easier this way. And I'm going to place upside down birchwood stairs left and right, solid birchwood plank on top of the stairs, sideways stairs on top with a slab connecting in between. I'm just going to replace that solid block with a slab like this. Well, once you've done that, we have to have the same thing on the right, so we'll leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, a gap of 3, so on the 4th block we move forward here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do the same thing because that was much easier than placing guiding blocks and stuff like here, 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 sideways, sideways, birchwood slab at the top, going to replace the bottom. There we go. So in the end, we'll have 3 hoops, 3 rings, whatever you want to call it, the goal, and we have 3 of them on that side. What do we want on the other side, I wonder? It's the same thing. So I'm going to flip all the way over to this side, and I'm going to locate this block on the opposite side of the pitch here. And from this block, I'm going to place 2 upper right diagonals, so digging into the floor, 1, 2. Move back 1. Then place an upright diagonal, dig in 1, upright diagonal, dig in 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up left diagonal, dig in 1, up left diagonal, dig in 1, up left diagonal to connect. And I'm going to replace all of these using white concrete. And we'll end up with a shape that should look exactly like this. We now have to dig this out and replace it using smooth sandstone. So this is quite a lengthy process, as you know. So the end result should look like this, which is of course equal to the opposite side, and as we are very equal and fair over here, we want to begin from the back middle part of the oval, and I want you to move forwards by 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where we're going to start. Place a row of 9 birchwood fence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to do the same thing that we did on the opposite side. We want to make all of the rings, which I'm sure that you guys know how to make by now, as we have already made 3 of them. The only thing is we have to position them. They are 3 rows away from either side, like 1, 2, 3. And on this 4th block, because that gives us that row of 3 gap, we move forwards and we place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So bad at placing fence. And then we create the same hoop shape that we have on all of the others. And once again, it is way easier to, in my opinion, way easier to place these stairs if you have a solid block to place them off of. And we need to have the other ring as well, the final one. We leave a gap of 3, which means on this 4th block we move forward, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do the exact same thing, and there are only the 3 rings on either side when you play Quidditch. As I play every weekend, that's why I know so much about it. But yeah, there's only 3 rings on both sides. They're all spaced equally apart. 1 in the center, 2 on either side with 3 apart. And you will end up with something once you have done both sides that should look exactly like this. Now there is only one thing left to do to the center part of the pitch. The Quidditch pitch requires a lot of maintenance, and we're actually going to do it now, okay? The center of the Quidditch pitch has those lines in it, like you would see in like a football pitch or a soccer pitch, or however you want to say, you know, it has those lines. Those lines are rows of lime terracotta that span the length of the pitch, followed by rows of green terracotta. We replace all of the grass with freshly mowed lines of lime, followed by green, followed by lime, followed by green. We do not want to have... Well, I messed that up already, didn't I? We do not want to have any regular grass showing inside of our Quidditch pitch. So this is going to take a long time to do. So I'm going to do this either sped up, or I might cut it out completely, but replace all of your grass in the long rows. You start from the edge, lime, green, lime, green, lime, green, and you should also end on the same colour that you started on as well. This will make the pitch look a lot better, and I'll give you a bit of a preview once I'm about halfway done. So there we are, I am literally halfway done, and you can see the difference. It's completely up to you which you want. I would highly recommend though the actual terracotta version of the grass, because I do think it looks a lot cleaner that way, a lot more impressive, but that's up to you. So this is what your Quidditch pitch will look like once it has been 100% fully filled in. Now, once you have added all of your lime terracotta and all of your green terracotta, I imagine you're still working on that. Once that has been done, we can move on to the final part of this. So we have to make all of the towers that sit behind each banner. There are 10 towers in total. They are all the exact same except for the colours. They're even in the same position behind each one of the banners. Let me show you how to make a single tower, which will in turn show you how to make every tower. So, pick any one of the banners on the sides. You want to locate the 4 middle blocks. That means if you found the 4 middle blocks, you will have 2 blocks on the left and 2 blocks on the right of the 4 middle blocks. Take the left middle block, so this one, the third one in coming from the left, and behind this block on the ground, coming out of the back of the pitch, I want you to place a red concrete. Place a red concrete going left, and then 2 white concrete left of that. The towers are made up of squares. Each square is a 2x2 square, so you can add an extra layer of white on top of there, and an extra layer of red. On top of the white section, add another 2x2 square of red, and on top of the white section, another 2x2 square of white. If we flip over to this side, you will now see that the tower is directly behind the middle 4 blocks. 2 blocks to the right, 2 blocks on the left. The way that we make the tower is very simple. We always want to have a 2x2 square of colour showing. So for instance, we want to extend back these end red blocks back by 1. We then add 2 rows of 2 white concrete coming back. We extend these white concretes backwards, and we add 2x2 red concretes on top. So you can see the side is the same as the front. And the back will be the same as the other sides as well. So we extend the white concrete across by 1 row. So we now have 2x2, 2x2. And then we form a red block next to the white and a white block next to the red. And then we simply connect together front to back, and you can now see how the tower is formed. Or at least I hope you can, because I hope that it's quite simple to do this. Okay, so now that you have made that little base of the tower, and we'll have to do this for all of the other 9, we now have to add on top of the back pair of, or as a matter of fact, on top of all of this, we have to add 3 more squares. So it like this. So like on top of this white, that is 1 square of red. We now have to swap to white, so we have to add a white square, and then a red square on top of that, okay? So now in total, we have 5 repetitions. And we want the same all the way around. So on top of the red, you add a white. On top of the white, you add a red. You guys get the idea until it's as high as that side. And we just want to add all of this up. There's no particularly fast way to do this, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. It is quite a tedious process, I do have to admit. Probably the most tedious out of the entire tutorial. But the point is that we eventually want to have 5 repetitions of our tower, like that. We now, on top of the back 2 squares of the tower, specifically the back, we want to add 2 more squares. So that means on top of this white, I'm going to add a red square, on top of the red, a white. On top of this red to the right, I'm going to add a white and then a red, like that. And I want to extend the squares at the top forwards a row. So of course, red in front of the white, white in front of the red. Join them together in the middle at the front, like that. You can even add a floor inside of these if you like. It really doesn't matter what colour floor, to be honest. But you can add a floor if you so choose. But on top of the tower, we now have to shape the top of the tower, okay, ladies and gentlemen? So I want you to start on top of this front center block here. We're going to place on top of this block specifically, we're going to place a red, the opposite color to the white here. And then left of that, a white. Back left diagonally, a red. Above that, a white. Back right diagonally, a red. Right of that, a white. Bottom right diagonally, a red. Down from that, a white. So we have this shape. On top of this, I want you to add another layer of color. Again, the opposite color that you have placed. So it kind of comes up in like a spiral. We then coming backwards from the front right corner here, inside this, I want you to place a white concrete in the corner. Left of that, I'm going to place a red, raise it up one. Behind that, I'm going to place an entire row of white coming upwards. And then I'm going to dump a red concrete in this corner like that. You can even place one like that if you like, so it kind of looks a little bit more gradual. But that is a tower, ladies and gentlemen. A lot goes into that. I tried to make it quite slow for the first tower, but that's how you would make each tower. And each tower sits behind each banner. There is a gap of 5 in between each tower, so to represent that I'll use smooth sandstone. So for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? A gap of 5. And we then want to sit behind this banner, this is a blue banner, we want to sit a blue tower. So that's 2 white concrete, 2 blue. We raise them up so that they are 2 by 2 squares, and we make the tower out of those 2 by 2 squares. If you get stuck, we literally have the same thing that we have to make directly to the next to us, and that is how we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so you leave a gap of 5 in between each tower, you make the towers the same as the original tower, which is the red tower, you just use different colours. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I don't think I have to work any more from here. If you manage to make Tower 1, you can make all of the other 9. So I'm going to do exactly that, and I'll be back once that has been completed, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what your pitch will look like once you have added all of those towers. As you can see, they are all identical. They are all spaced 5 blocks apart. And of course we have them on both sides. Should you ever run into any problems making those towers, refer back to the first one, remember that they are simply 5 blocks away from each other, and you should be perfectly alright. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. There is nothing else to do in this tutorial. You have fully completed it. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this. If you have, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me and the channel out very, very much. If you have enjoyed it enough to make it to the end, please share the video with a friend. Sharing is caring. And if you'd like to make anything else by me, whether it be cartoon related or movie related, check out the card system and the description below for all sorts of other stuff. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so much. Goodbye.